Hi golfers, Nick here from Untitled Golf. It's Friday, so welcome to another lesson on golf tips. This week on golf tips, we're going to talk about how you can control the trajectory of your golf shots. So whether you're a golfer that's looking to hit the ball lower for a particular type of shot, whether you're playing into the wind, under a tree, or whether you need to hit the ball higher for certain circumstances, where you need to hit the ball over an obstacle, or whether you're just a golfer that's looking to produce a higher ball flight or a lower ball flight, depending on what your natural shot is. So we're going to look at a couple of different things that can help you hit the ball lower and higher. So we're going to look at one thing in the backswing, and we're going to look at one thing in the follow through that can help you with this. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the follow through. I think this is one of the most critical areas where you can try and increase the height of your shots or lower the shots, in how the wrists, the hands work through impact and into the follow through. So first of all, we're going to look at sort of a standard shot. So I've got a few golf balls here. I'm going to set up a couple of different cameras to look at this from a different point of view. So we're going to look at the trajectory from down the line, so with the Pro Tracer. We're also going to look from face on, just to see the differences between the low and the high shot. So we're going to talk about the follow through first. So on the follow through, if you look at someone that would produce quite a lowish ball flight, I'd look at someone like Zach Johnson. And also this movement that he hits through, which we're going to talk about in a second, also helps to draw the golf ball. And when we look at the higher shot, that will help reduce the curve to the left. So if you hit the golf ball, increasing the height, the movement of the wrist might actually help you reduce your pull shots or your hook to the left. So in the follow through, if you look at someone like Zach Johnson, as he goes through, he has a very long arc in his follow through. So when this shaft is parallel to the ground, this is the checkpoint we're going to use. When this shaft's parallel, there's almost a straight line with his arms and the club at this point. So this would be, to hit the ball the lowest, the shaft, when it's parallel to the ground, would be the furthest from your body and the highest position. So I'm going to hit some shots in a minute doing this, but just giving you some awareness of what you're looking for in the golf swing. So no rehinging of the wrists, longest arc in the follow through will produce sort of the lowest golf shot. If you take the opposite to that, someone like Bubba Watson, as he goes through, he has a very quick rehinging of the club as it goes through. So by the time the arms are parallel to the ground this time, you can see there's almost like a 90-degree rehinging here of the wrists. So you've got the low shot, Zach Johnson, and you've got the high shot, Bubba Watson, with the most rehinging in the finish. So there's a couple of things to look for in the finish. For a standard shot, I'll be looking somewhere in between that. So as I swing through, somewhere there, so when the arms are parallel to the ground, there's some degree of rehinging. So Zach Johnson would be there, Bubba Watson would be there. We're looking probably for a standard shot somewhere in the middle. So if you're a low ball hitter or a high ball hitter, make sure you check that position out in your swing. Now in the backswing, there's also another component which can help you hit higher shots or lower shots. So if I wanted to hit the lowest shot, I would have the Zach Johnson finish. But in the backswing, if I go for the shortest swing, if I keep it quite short going back, and you're going to see a different position in my body here as well, which I'll explain to you when I get to the longer shot, or the higher shot, sorry, and longer. So for the sort of the lowest and the shortest swing, I'm going to swing back, and I'm going to sort of try and keep my chest down a little bit as I go back. When I go for the high shot, I'm going to try and extend a bit more with my chest. So for the low shot, shorter backswing, I'm feeling like I'm keeping my chest more down, and then I'm going to go for the Zach Johnson finish. So let's give that first one a go. So short swing, Zach Johnson finish. So I'm feeling like keeping my chest down here. Okay, so pretty low shot there. You probably saw that on the camera. The ball drew in that shot there. So it was a low ball flight, but also it was a draw as well. So if I want to do the opposite to that, so again, a good example, Bubba Watson, as he swings back, obviously he's left-handed, but I'm going to do it right-handed here. His chest is going to sort of point the most upwards. So you've got the most sort of extension in the body here. So as I go back for the longest high shot, I'm going to sort of really feel like my chest sort of points more up to the sky. If you remember in the short one, I'm sort of feeling like I'm keeping it down a little bit more. So I'm going to go for the chest up. That's going to give my left arm a greater degree of freedom to move around. So I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit more power with this swing. But in the finish this time, so I'm going for the most extension and the most sort of rehinging or recocking of the wrist as I hit 3. So Bubba Watson. So most extension, quickest rehinging of the wrist. Okay, quite a big difference in trajectory there. There's also a difference in the flight of the ball as well. So that ball flight there was a little bit straighter. The first one drew off. And also the second one was a lot higher than the first. So hopefully you've seen that on the Pro Tracer, the difference in sort of the trajectory. So I've gone for the most extension in the backswing, the most rehinging in the finish to give myself that higher ball flight. You see me play the 2 shots there, the low shot and the high shot. Now I'm going to play a standard shot, so just for the video, just so we can see the difference in trajectory. So for the backswing, I'm going to go for a standard backswing. So I'm not going to quite extend as much as I did in the Bubba Watson, but I'm not going to stay down and keep it short like I did in the Zach Johnson. In the finish, there's going to be some degree of rehinging. So when the arms are parallel, they've started to rehinge the wrists, but they're not quite Bubba Watson, they're not quite Zach Johnson. So standard procedure. Nice. So ball flight there was probably a little bit closer to the higher shot, but that time you could see a little bit more draw in it compared to the high shot, which was a lot straighter. So just to summarise those shots there, the Zach Johnson with the long arc finish is going to lower the ball flight and it's going to encourage more of a draw. Rehinging, the Bubba Watson rehinge of the wrist as you go through, that's going to encourage a higher ball flight, but it's also going to take off the draw. So if you're finding you're pulling a lot of shots or you're hooking a lot of shots, the feeling of rehinging may help with that. And the opposite, if you slice the golf ball, the feeling of the longer arc finish, the Zach Johnson, may help you reduce the slice on the golf ball. So golfers, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me. Also subscribe to the channel, absolutely free, plenty of content to come. And if you can, follow me on my other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram